Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And here is my August AMail update. I got quite a bit done, not as much as I wanted. You see my Amigas here going on. We're going to be good. I promised a lot of stuff, got a lot. The default window is now going to open to a 640 by 200 pixel. You'll be able to drag it, but that's just what we're going to start with as it opens up. You're going to see some button updates. I've gotten deleting a message to work from the server. Pretty cool. I can also sync some email now from my local server or from any of the IMAP servers actually to the local disk. So you'll see the messages start up. There's some stuff going on there yet. I ordered the messages backwards, unfortunately, so I'm going to go fix that. And I spent a lot of time on a crash bug. It was working fine under the emulator. I've been restoring this Amiga 4000 behind me, and then I've had a crash bug on physical hardware that I didn't have on the emulator. Don't know really why that happened, but it did, and that took a couple days of time to figure out what was happening. But that did get resolved, and I did get to clean up some other stuff in the process. It opens at 640 by 200 by default, which is a little bit wider than what I'm actually capturing on my screen. So you can see some stuff. I'm going to go shrink my screen a little bit here. So I now have some slider bars here. I had some definitely help getting the scroller windows to work. And I definitely appreciate the help I was given by Camilla. She helped out quite a bit to get this thing to actually work. Still wrapping my head around all the APIs. So there's a lot to happen here. But as you can see, everything launched. And it launched pretty quickly. I'm pretty happy. So it just launches right up here, up where your mouse is. Drag it over here. Again, it makes it 640 by 200. So we're going to shrink this a little bit so you can see both sides. I added the date column in here. That's going to get some updates. I need to actually shrink it down into what actually fits in that column. And then I want to sort it by a date as well. So that's pretty cool. So I don't have to fetch, but when I do fetch, or I can just click one, what it's going to do is going to go out to the server and download the body. I'm not saving the body of the messages yet, and I may or may not get to that. But it will at least give you some information, so that will sort of click. I know what's happening, why it's on the slow side to go download the messages. That's going to be a future problem. That's not going to happen in the near term to fix that. I want to get some other features happening and then start working on performance, make things work, and then make things better. Okay, it's not too bad. I guess I just didn't have anything in the body of that message. So it works out pretty well. It goes. And when we do fetch mail, this will actually go get the stuff from the server. It'll rebuild the list and put it oldest to newest going down to the bottom, which is pretty cool. See some attachments. Attachments are not near term. This is grabbing the body part of the IMS of the message itself. There is an attachment there if you go to a different email client, but that is a future thing. That's going to be a little ways off. And this one, it put the attachment as the body, so you can see, and then you can scroll up, which is pretty cool. That's amazing on how that works, and definitely appreciated the help on that. So I'm going to go back down to this fun mail. It's something I actually just sent tonight. This is being recorded on Tuesday, the 26th of August. And if you click the delete message, it's actually going to go off and send a thing out, or a delete request out to the IMail server. And it was going to go delete the message, and it just did. And there it's gone. We'll go fetch mail again just to go have it go do that, see what's out there on the server. And it did. And that message isn't there, so that's pretty cool. Very happy about that. So this is something I sent to myself. And say, hey, it's a test message. I can click reply. It will pop open another window. I'm just populating fun in all my subjects right now, so it should be something like that. So I need to go correct that. I just want to make sure I can fill in the fields. This is where I am today. Stuff's a little more spread out. I'm not sure if I like these spaced that far or not, but it, it works. That's cosmetic stuff. I want to get some more functionality working and see what's happening. So the CCs are pretty high on my list. Handling the reply and the subject, that's kind of high on my list as well. Some kind of notification that says, "Hey, I'm doing something. Don't panic," because if you click on a whole bunch of these, it's just going to queue them up and send one request after another, which is cool. But you'll see stuff change pretty rapidly as it's going, and you'll be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I didn't want to do all that." So I need some kind of notification for the user to do that. And if I have time, I want the next window would be like a configuration settings, at least some basic stuff, because that's important. Otherwise, you're going to have to go edit an INI file with all of your information. Worst case, that's what it's going to be. Best case, I'll have something more in the GUI. That's the goal, right? And I don't think I'm going to get to the address book in the 2-line by the end of September. I might not. So why is the end of September so important to me? As I mentioned, I think earlier, the Amiga 40 Tools Jam 2025 goes till the submissions are due, I believe, on 10 October. So I want to submit early and get something out there so people can play with it and use it. And I actually just want to submit to the contest. That was my whole goal. I saw the contest. That's been my motivation in getting something out there. So that's super what I'm looking for. I'll put a link to that in the notes here as well. But I will continue adding features even after the contest. This is a client that I want to use, and I have been using a little bit on my 4000 here behind me. I wanted to make sure it worked in some physical hardware. I spent some time working on this, getting it put back together and restored. Why did I want to do all that in here? Well, I also run a meetup here in the Washington, D.C. area in the United States. So I have a meetup on the 7th of September here if you're in the area. Great. Where we just do a vintage computer meetup. It's a good time. Also, I'm planning on going to VCF Midwest. It'll be my first VCF Midwest. Looking forward to going out there being an attendee. If you're there, please stop and say hi. I would love to chat with you. And, you know, definitely want to hear what you're working on. Happy to talk about what I'm working on, but I'm just always interested in what's happening here. And I love keeping the Amiga spirit alive. And now I have on the emulator side, and there's some physical hardware as well. So I'm definitely doing a little bit of both, trying to keep everything alive. Really looking forward to it. See, where else can you find me? You can find me on Mastodon and Facebook are probably the two social medias I hang out on a little bit. Not a ton, but I'm there, so I'll put that information here as well. And thank you again for following me. I really appreciate everybody's support and the number of people actually watching this and have interest in this. As I said, it just humbles me quite a bit. And I really want to get it into your hands soon so you can start playing with it. Thank you all for following me, and have an amazing day. And I look forward to the next one. Thanks.